So half a year ago, I made a little poll with a couple of the older Warrior Cats arcs asking which one you like the best, and Power of 3 won. So after so long, I think I'm finally going to take another dive into it. The Sight, being the first book of Power of 3, and one of the longest main series books at 363 pages, had a lot going on with it. Introducing Jaypaw's power and elaborating on the struggles he had with his blindness. There's a Shadow Clan battle, Dog Attack, Green Cough Outbreak, Daylight Gathering, Grey Stripe returns. The events in the book just jump all over the place. But there's one event in this book that takes up more chapters and character moments than everything else. And that is the conflict of Hollypaw and Jaypaw choosing between being a medicine cat and being a warrior. With both cats starting off in a direction opposite of where they would land. A conflict so important that Lionpaw was completely shoved to the sidelines for the book. And in my opinion, it's one of the better conflicts that Power of 3 gave to us, because being unhappy with your career is an obstacle in pretty much everyone's life. This conflict observes this unhappiness in terms of talent, ambition, and enjoyment. A perfect job would allow for all three of these aspects to align. Talent meaning that you are good enough at your job to succeed in it, ambition meaning that you have life goals to motivate you, and enjoyment meaning that you can put in the work without being bored or irritated. When these goals don't align, such issues can be resolved by either switching jobs or making changes to your current job. Usually, if you are strong in multiple areas, you can work to improve the weakest link. Like, if you have ambition and enjoyment but lack talent, you will have motivation to train harder and eventually improve your talent. But if you're only strong in a single area, you better be ridiculously strong, or you are more than likely to fall apart. So in the Warrior Cats world, the job conflict has been simplified immensely, as there are only two jobs cats can choose: Medicine Cat or Warrior. Let's have a look at Hollypaw first. She initially chooses the job of Medicine Cat because she really leans hard into one of the three categories: ambition. Her goal in life is to be the most important cat in Thunder Clan she can be, and she recognizes that being a cat who is the sole healer of the clan who can interpret signs from their ancestors, it's a pretty darn important job. However, the other two categories do not work for her. She is very slow in learning the different herbs, and she recoils at the sight of a wound, so the talent isn't there. And she shows a serious lack of passion for medicine duties in general when put aside warrior duties such as hunting or fighting, so the enjoyment is gone as well. So she hates what she's doing and is bad at it too. This is a lost cause, and Hollypaw's dream of being an important medicine cat also becomes a lost cause, because the work required to get there goes against the type of cat she is. Her ambition is not strong enough to change that. Now on the other hand, there's warrior training. Hollypaw has a natural talent for fighting, and she gets hyped up on the thrill of battle. So the opposite categories are in play here, and her combined talent and enjoyment of warrior training far outweighs her medicine ambitions. So ultimately she does make the choice to switch over. And this is the best choice for her, which is especially portrayed in a conversation with Brooke, that her presumption that the medicine cat position was tied to importance was misguided, and that her goal of being important was something that could still be applied to the warrior role. So she comes out strong in all three areas. She realizes that importance doesn't come from status, but from helping others, which is something that she can more happily accomplish through warrior training. She comes out of this book pretty well off, but the same cannot be said for Jaypaw. He goes through the same conflict, but the resolution is not as clean. Now just a fair warning, I will be talking about ableism a bit here because ableism is a major theme in the site. It can't be ignored when talking about Jaypaw in this book. So just be aware of that and leave the video if you have to. Jaypaw starts the book in warrior training, wanting to be a warrior. The ambition is there. He really wants what most Warrior Cats characters want, to protect and defend their clan. The enjoyment is there at the start as he expresses again and again how much he wants to be out on the field fighting battles, but it quickly drops off due to his failure to keep up with others. And I'm not going to use the word talent here as it relates to his blindness, so I'll substitute it for ability. From a cold and realistic standpoint, he cannot fight or hunt without being at a severe disadvantage. That said, it is still completely within the realm of possibility that he could have lived a fulfilling life as a warrior. His hearing and smell combined with his observation skills are shown to be enough for him to seriously participate and actually be rather useful in certain situations. Jaypaw being a warrior is no doubt a better fit than Hollypaw being a medicine cat, but he doesn't end up being a warrior. He eventually, with a bit of pressure, decided being a medicine cat is a better fit for him, as his talents and abilities do in fact align with the medicine cat jobs better. That leaves talent high, but ambition and enjoyment low. But those don't stay low forever. He does work on finding enjoyment and purpose in medicine duties. We see many instances where Jaypaw shows a deep desire to nurture cats to save them from death, or just to spread happiness in general. So to say that Jaypaw was forced to be a medicine cat just because he wanted to be a warrior at first is completely disingenuous. It's not the full story. Firestar gave Jaypaw Brightheart as a mentor, and she was distraught when Jaypaw decided to become a medicine cat. Leafpool holds sadness when Hollypaw quit medicine, and she has the same sadness when Jaypaw quits his dream. It's difficult to navigate a change of career. And while Jaypaw in particular is a sensitive situation because of his disability, I do think it was for the most part handled maturely. The book is not perfect in terms of its commentary on ableism. No book is. There are certain comments made that come out a little iffy, especially Spotted Leaf, as she's supposed to be a wise ancestor, but ends up acting really immature, giving Jaypaw shoves he doesn't need because he should be allowed to make his own decisions. But most of the ableist comments that cats make are purposely antagonistic and are recognized as such by the narration and dialogue. Jaypaw not only calls out such behavior, he also calls out ableist microaggressions that the reader may not otherwise notice. Overall, I actually do see a lot of positives with Jaypaw's journey, far more than we saw with Cinderpelt or Alderheart. And the fact that he ended up with a job that he hadn't originally planned, that's just life. ThunderClan gave him a long and thorough chance to try out warrior training, and didn't take that away from him until he made his verbal decision. So despite his whining, he did choose the medicine cat role for himself. He didn't immediately slide into a great job like Hollypaw did with her warrior training, but he did slide into a job that he certainly had talent for. After saving Poppypaw and Lionpaw's lives, we see him with gained ambition. And with him giving Squirrelflight heather nectar for the pure joy of making another cat happy, I think there's enjoyment there as well, even if it's not the 24/7 enjoyment like he would hope. So the takeaways here? 1. The perfect occupation doesn't exist, so just use your best judgment to decide if the positives outweigh the negatives or not. 2. It's never too late to change your career path. If you're unhappy, you should go for it. 3. Don't be Spotted Leaf. Be like Brightheart or Firestar. Help others explore their career on their own terms, and never try to force someone down a path based on what you think is better. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed reading through the site again and picking up on all these details. It's definitely one of the better warrior books out there. Alright, bye everyone!